When Nikki Haley walked into the UN for her first day on the job as US ambassador, she made it clear things were going to change.
There is a new US UN. Our goal with the administration is to show value at the UN, and the way that we'll show value is to show our strength. Thank you very much.
Part of that strength, the US said, would be reviewing funding for various UN agencies. After President Trump reinstated a ban on American support for any kind of abortion service, the $32.5 million earmarked for the UN Population Fund, or UNFPA, was in the firing line. The State Department says the agency partners with China's Health and Family Planning Commission and therefore supports the country's two-child policy, which it says results in forced abortions and sterilisation. But the UNFPA's official non-profit support group says that's not the case, and this move will result in women's lives being lost worldwide.
The State Department actually went and looked at the UNFPA's program in China, and they saw that there was no course of family planning, voluntary, this is all voluntary human rights-based family planning services. Cutting the U.S. funds to UNFPA is cutting women's lives short.
The Secretary General's spokesman says Antonio Guterres deeply regrets the move.
He believes that the decision is based on an inaccurate perception of the nature and importance of the work done by UNFPA.
But experts say such groups have often been the target of conservative Republican presidents.
It's very normal that when the administrations change between parties, that funding that is perceived to go towards abortion or abortion education, no matter what the circumstance or organization, that changes. So the U.S. does have a history of withdrawing funding for this and other organizations and then reinstating it when the administrations change.
The UN is now calling on other donors to increase their support for the UNFPA to try and make up the funding gap. But with US money for climate change, refugees and peacekeeping programs all potentially on the chopping block, the authorities here will have to brace themselves for more announcements like this in the future. Lorna, Shaddick, CGTN, New York.